Hey, let's talk about it, cause honestly we need to talk about social issues, just uplifting my people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Come join the conversation. A connection's what we're creating. Yeah.
What's happening, everybody? How y'all doing? So check this out, right? I think like for a couple of days last week, I watched my postal clerk, my mail person, constantly put my mail in the wrong mailbox. And I'm like, how in the world do you keep doing this, right? Like, it was just constant. So the other day, I saw him do it again, right? And I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? That next day, I'm gonna meet them out there and they gonna hear from me, right? And that night, my neighbor's husband passed. Wasn't nothing planned, just had a massive heart attack. She went in the room, found him dead. It wasn't like he was old, like it just happened. And in that moment, I don't know why it affected me so bad, but it put me in the mind state of I'm complaining about something that in the big scheme of things really wasn't that bad. But because it was happening to me, it felt like it was that bad. You know what I'm saying? And it made me sit back and I just start thinking, and I'm like, what if that male person was going through some stuff and just trying to get through the day? But because I looked at it as a personal attack on me, I'm about to go out there, check them, and it might cause a, you know what I'm saying, a chain reaction. Because then that person might go to the other person. It's just a chain reaction. Meanwhile, on the other side of the street, she just lost her husband. Just lost her husband. And I'm saying all of that to say this. A lot of times when things are happening to you, it seems like the end of the world. It seems like, you know, you're down in the dumps and this, that, and other, but it's always someone who is facing a bigger test than you. But life is about perspective. Because I took on the notion that this male person was singling me out. But then I find out that it has happened to several other people. But I put in my mind that you're doing it to me. And a lot of times people in this world, when things are happening, you think that God has took his hand from around you and all of this stuff is happening to you because, you know, he don't love you or this, that, and the other. But a lot of times you are where you are because of things that you have done, or that's where you love to be. You see, I have many conversations with many different people, and I have conversations sometimes, and I walk away from that conversation, and I'm just like, they don't want a solution because they like what the problem brings them. They have a problem for every solution that you give them. And once you realize that, you know what? You can't have my energy. You can't have my time no more. Cool. You know what I'm saying? I provided you an out, but you don't want to take that out. Cool. I don't want to develop, you know what I'm saying, ill will towards you. I don't want to this, that, and the other, right? So I'm going to just back up. So you have to realize that the things that are going on in this world, it's a lot of bad stuff. The shutdown, and you know, a lot of people that's talking about the shutdown, it hasn't directly affected them. You know what I'm saying? But everybody else is talking about it, so then they're just jumping in. But there's a lot of people that's affected. But if you're getting up every day and you still receiving a paycheck, then you should be glad. You should, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, God, I feel you. But a lot of people are waking up and hating a job that they're going to. But it's somebody that's going to a job that's not getting paid. And if they leave that job, they're going to be let go and they're not even going to get the back pay. So every day they're facing a dilemma. But here you are complaining about something that you prayed for. Me, hearing this lady, you know what I'm saying, cry about her husband. She tried to give him CPR, this, that, and the other. It took me back to my grandmother. And I remember when, you know, it was maybe like a week or so after my grandfather passed, you know, we was talking on the phone, and she was just like, it just came to her realization. She was just like, you know, Lil Rodney, I'm really a widow. I'm like, yeah. And she was just like, I'm a widow. Like, I you know what I mean? Like I can't believe that I'm a widow. And so hearing this lady, it just did something to me, man. And it put everything in perspective. Everything, because I was upset at something that I had every right to be mad about. But how I was going to handle that situation could have caused so much other stuff to happen after the fact. I could have went off the way that I wanted to go off, and now I ain't getting no mail. You know what I'm saying? Now I ain't getting no mail. So you know what I did? I just had a conversation. Hey, listen, you know, I was expecting something, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. And having that conversation made that person be like, you know what, I'm sorry. I was, you know what I'm saying, going through this. I'm trying to do this. I'm delivering the mail. I'm in my own car. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and other. And guess what? Problem solved. A simple conversation and taking the emotions out of it. And a lot of people out there, they can't take emotions out of a situation. When you can't take emotions out of a situation, things get blurred. Things get confused. I'm telling you, I was a very emotional person. I say it all the time. I was King Petty. You do something to me, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, tear your head off. But as you grow and you start experiencing life and you start understanding that there's bigger things at play, you understand and you can navigate that. Those emotions cause so much damage later. That's why these kids out here, you know what I'm saying, a simple argument, they pulling out a gun and they shooting you and they killing you. Nobody trying to have no fist fight no more because nobody can take the loss. If you do have a fist fight, now you got to be on guard because somebody coming back to shoot you because they don't know how to deal with emotions. And emotions a lot of times come from the parents. And for a lot of parents, they take on that, do it because I said do it. But you're telling your kids not to do certain things that they watch you do. Well, why I gotta do, you do it because I said to. But guess what? That's because you were taught the same thing. But there comes a time and place that you have to learn for yourself. I thank God for my grandparents because they gave me a solid foundation. And even in that foundation, there was things that I had to learn on my own going through life because they didn't have the shared experiences that I had. That's why they're saying walk a mile in my shoes. I used to want to be my grandfather until I got older. And I'm like, I can't be him because what he had to go through might have broken me. But I got to witness him go through it. So now whatever I got to go through in life, I know that it's possible because I got faith because I saw him have faith. I understand that, okay, I got to face it, okay, blah, 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 blah. But that's because he set that foundation. And I'm so grateful for it. My heart goes out to my neighbor because, like I said, when you hear that, you know what I'm saying, them type of screams, and you just like, man, because I literally just saw him. We literally just saw, and boom, gone. And I'm sure he didn't wake up and think that, you know what I'm saying, that was his last day. So my message to anybody out there right now is, what are you allowing to deter you from your path? What is it that doesn't matter in the big scheme of things that is holding you back? For me, it was anger. I was so angry. But once I looked in the mirror and understood that I'm angry. I'm angry. And I had to address that anger because I had so many questions of why. But what I came up with is that, you know what? If God is allowing certain things to be in my life, then he has already rest assured that I can get through it. See, people say, Lord, move my mountains, this, that. No. Lord, help me get over the mountain, because the lesson is in the mess. And sometimes you got to get dirty in order to receive what you need to receive. Because if you have never been tested, you don't know how you'll react. That's why when I hear people all the time talking about, if somebody, kicked in my door, I did that. But you ain't never been in that situation. You've never been in that situation. So anyways, man, I thank y'all for watching and supporting.
Hey, let's talk about it, cause honestly we need to talk about social issues, just uplifting my people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Come join the conversation. A connection's what we're creating. Yeah.